Others say it's gonna be better tomorrow. Falling away from me. Falling away from me. Hello, guys. This is Tia from Musings of a Mystic, and I'm back with another card reading. Today, the reading is going to be about what's coming towards you, what's happening for you, what's going on for you in April 2019. So, this is deck number 1, the Rose Soap. Deck number 2, the My Jackpot Soap, and deck number 3, the Florida Water Soap. These are all in my shop right now on eBay, and if you'd like to buy one, the link for all of that information is going to be in the description box below. This guy's also on sale. So yeah, all of that information, how to contact me, how to buy crystals and or soaps, all that other good stuff in the description box below. Now, if you haven't chosen your pile yet, pause the video, and I'll be here when you get back. So I'm going to be reading with these and using this deck to not be upside down, using this deck to clarify if clarification is needed. So, Spirit of the highest vibration, please grant me access to the collective so that I can give accurate and concise answers to the question, what is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? Pile number 1, Rose Soap. Just smells so good. Just smells so good. So anyway, what is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? Remember that these are collective readings. It will not resonate with everybody. That's just not plausible. I've noticed that it does resonate with like 90% of people, and there are 10% of people who it just doesn't resonate with, and that's okay. It just happens that way sometimes. For some reason, I've been sitting here thinking that it's still February when it's April. Okay. What is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? What is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? What is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? The Hermit. 2 of air, 8 of fire. So kind of already off the bat, I'm getting that you guys are probably going to have like a communication come in that's going to be hard. It's going to make you have to decide between 1 or 2 things or 2 or more things, and you're going to have to go within to really like get the answer for the decision. But for a while, you're going to be stagnant. This is the star at the bottom of the deck. It's probably going to be a life-changing kind of decision. And it doesn't have to be one of those, getting divorced or married or whatever. It might just be moving from here to there, or it might actually be getting divorced or becoming single, because the Hermit is a one person. He's by himself. He's kind of seeking all alone. He doesn't really have anybody around him. Just take it how it resonates with you. Overall, what I'm getting is that something happens very quickly. It might be a message that you receive. It might be an opportunity that you get from outside that you have to kind of go within and think about to see if it's going to be the best thing for you or not. This says events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. And that actually gives me the impression that there might be more than one thing that you're going to have to decide on. And you're going to probably freeze. For some reason, I am hearing Okoye's voice from Black Panther. Don't freeze. But you're going to freeze. And you're going to be sitting there like, what do I do with this? There's just a lot of stuff going on. Like, what do I do? Like, where do I even begin? And that's where you're like in this hermit energy where you're sitting there alone, like maybe holding your head, like what do I do? What do I do with this? Like how do I get through this? The reason why I'm saying that there's a decision that you have to make is this is the Two of Swords. It says being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. So there might also be things that you're just ignoring and you've turned your back on it. You can see this is the Two, this is the Hermit, and the Hermit has his back turned to the Two. This is the card that's talking about decision. So it's like he has totally just closed his eyes to that and is just trying to ignore the shitstorm that's going on in the background and trying to like just not deal with it. But the underlying energy is the Star. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, and on the right path. So I feel like April 2019 for you guys is going to be a month where some stuff comes up and you're going to have to deal with it, but you're going to be tempted to not deal with it. And I feel like the advice here for you guys is to not turn your back on everything, because a lot of stuff is going to happen. And if you just don't make any decisions, don't deal with it at all, it's going to pile up on top of you. It's going to pile up on top of you and it's going to be too much. You know what I mean? So if you get a new job in April, and you don't want to, you're not really trying to, like, if you fall into the avoidance of doing what you need to do, the job might end up being too much and you might end up leaving it, because you didn't do what you needed to do to make sure that you set yourself up for success. Set yourself up for success. The Star is generally a positive card. It's like hope. You might get one of your wishes granted, but the wish comes along with consequences and a lot of things happening quickly, and you might not have been prepared to make the kind of decisions that come along with whatever your wish was. So you might be like, oh my God, I don't even know if I want this anymore. I hope that made sense to you guys. I kind of want to... Do I need clarification here? No. So it looks like even though it's going to be a pretty positive month for you guys, the underlying energy is pretty positive and things going kind of in the direction you want them to go in. You have to be careful when things happen quickly to not fall into that state of avoidance where you're like, I don't want to make any decisions. I don't want to do anything. I want to just ignore it. Instead of like turning your back on it, just do what the Hermit is best at and go within and think about it. Think, but don't rest on your laurels too long. Just make sure that you make the right decision for you. It's to spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. So I do see that this situation will actually be a learning experience for you. You're going to learn about yourself and how you operate and the things that you do, and how you handle things. I do see this being slightly stressful, and I do see you taking time to really like evaluate the situation after you get beyond the avoidance, if you take the advice anyway. I mean, it's not bad advice. It's just saying, make sure that you take everything into consideration and don't jump the gun, but also don't stand there and do nothing for so long that you miss your opportunity. And that is the advice that I've got for you guys. Interestingly, I don't often give advice, but that's what I'm getting here. When things start to happen very quickly, just take a deep breath and then think and then act. And that's kind of what I'm getting. I hope that made sense for you guys. That was actually pretty quick. I don't think I need clarification for that. But even though it looks challenging, I am seeing that it's going to be pretty positive for pile number 1. But pile number 2, I want to know what's coming toward pile number 2 in April 2019. These cards are huge. Going towards the seeker. Okay, one last time. What is coming toward the seeker in April 2019? Nice. Beautiful shuffle. Temptation. Well, it looks like a lot of resting. It also looks like you're going to get an opportunity that you might not know whether you should take it or not. At the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. So you guys might actually be getting... This is the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands. This is the Four of Swords. I don't know if you can see that. Four of Swords and the Devil card called Temptation in this deck. And this is actually kind of perfect because it goes these 2, 3 kind of go really well together. And it's like the story is he offers you something, it's very tempting, but you might not take it. And that's like the base of it. And like the very, very, when I say base, I mean like the underlying for every storyline that I'm getting here is that somebody offers you something and you're tempted, but you probably take the time to actually think it through before you take it, and you might not take it, because the Four of Swords is about resting, healing. Maybe you're at a time in your life in April 2019 where you are not really ready to take any kind of new passionate offers from any older man. I always see him as an older man because obviously on this card, he's an old man. But it doesn't have to be a man at all. It just can be a person who's embodying the King of Cups. And I just feel like somebody wants to give you, I feel like it's a romantic thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I feel like it's a romantic thing because the King of Cups is a lover, not a fighter. He's a lover, and he is generally seen as a man who's in love with you or somebody you're in love with. Could also be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or just someone who embodies the water sign traits: caring, loving, psychic, warm, fatherly, fatherly in the more emotional way a father can be, opposed to like the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is like fatherly, but in a provider kind of way. The King of Cups is fatherly in an emotionally supportive kind of way, if that makes sense to you. But I'm kind of seeing him. He seems like a very nice guy, very kind person. And I see this person offering you some kind of new beginning. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual, but generally the Ace of Wands for me is a sexual card because on the original one, it's a hand holding a stick. Now, what do you think? Well, anyway, you can figure it out what I mean when I say holding a stick. You know, when somebody's holding their stick, what are they doing with it? Anyway, trying not to get too lewd here because I'm not sure what the age is people watching this video. But even though I see this person offering you this passionate beginning and it tempting you very hard, I'm not sure that you take this particular offer. I don't know if you are still getting over a heartbreak or if you are just not interested in this person, but I see one man and I see three women, and none of these women are really looking at this man. I kind of see him as being over here, like looking at all of them, and it's like the same lady. And you don't have to be a woman, you just might be embodying, you might be in touch with your divine feminineness right now, which is not a bad thing. It's good. It's a good thing to be balanced. A lot of guys aren't balanced. But anyway, to me, it looks like the same lady. On this card, she's looking toward the future. She's not really focused on the man. She's just kind of out here feeling her own oats. She's kind of just like, you know, me, my life. I've got shit that I need to do that I don't, excuse me, that I don't necessarily have to. I'm not focused on anybody else with me right now. She's just kind of there. Oh, I'm so happy alone out here on this lantern, just kind of being myself. And here she's just like out here alone, looking. She's in the present, just kind of sitting there, meditating, focusing on herself. You know, just dealing with her own stuff. And even here, the lady is like asleep, not really focused on attracting a mate, not really focused on like looking for any kind of opportunities from anybody, just kind of here, you know, here, just here, basically. So that is what I'm seeing. I would like to clarify the devil and the Four of Swords. Why is the devil here? The Wheel of Fortune flipped out. The Wheel of Fortune to me is, it's a maybe card. You know, sometimes the wheel is turning in your favor, sometimes it's not. And it's like, for me here, it's like you're going about your business, you're going about your life, and someone comes along and puts their butt on your life. I know this is like a weird, it's just like someone just comes into your life and it's not really expected. You're not really looking for them. Like, who is really looking for this little person thing? I think it's supposed to be Anubis. Who is really looking for this? You know, like who is really like prepared for that? Nobody is prepared for that. So it's like, I feel like you're if you don't know this person, I kind of feel like this person just comes out of nowhere and they're like, oh, hey, you want to go out? I think you're pretty hot. You want to go out? And you're just like, oh, wasn't expecting that. But I want to continue to shuffle. Clarify the temptation card. one last time. Three of Wands. Seven of... These are both cards of you potentially being able to take an opportunity and you potentially not taking the opportunity, because this person, he's looking at all of these different options, all of these different things this person can do, and just kind of weighing their options. This one is also a card of like having options and not necessarily taking them all. And maybe even waiting for ships to come in. So like I got these three sticks, but out there are probably more sticks that I could go out and get. And these sticks to me are always kind of like three different options or three different things that can happen, three different paths to take. So I'm seeing that you, in April 2019, have options. This person, I hate to say it like this, but I feel like this person is an option that kind of comes into your life. And I saw this at the bottom of the deck. You might have somebody else also kind of lurking around you. Maybe not lurking, but you might have a fire sign and a water sign. It's kind of like around. And since you're a sexy beast, they're like, oh my God, I want to offer you something. But maybe you're not looking for anything right now, or maybe you're just sitting there considering the many, many options that you've got. Now, if this is not romantic, it could just be that you're being courted by two different bosses. Like one might want you on their team and the other one wants you on their team too. And you're like, I don't know, this one's tempting. I could stay where I am. I could go toward that one, or I could go toward this one. Or it's like, I could move here, I could move there, or I could move there. Or I can hang out with this person, hang out with that person, or hang out with that person. I can eat shrimp, I can eat fish, or I can eat chicken. I mean, it's like you have options and you're thinking pretty deeply about them, basically. The intuitive hit that I just got was that somebody out there has like 3 or 4 men and or romantic partners, and they are considering which one will be the best. And they're tempted to take, a certain person for a certain reason. Now, this one's got the best body, or that one's got the most money, or, whatever. But I don't see this person like really jumping the gun and saying, "Oh, I want this instead of love, or I want love instead of that, or whatever." I see this person. I see you just basically sitting there and meditating on your options and where you want to go and what you want to do in April, regardless of what it is. I see you having options to consider, and I see you sitting there considering them. You've got opportunities and options coming towards you in April, and I see you actually taking the time to like get your mind right and see which one is the right one for you. Now, if you're not taking your time and you're just out here doing random things and being reckless, I see the advice here being take your time and don't be tempted by the prettiest thing out there, because all that glitters is not gold. This is like a cup of gems. All that glitters isn't necessarily gold. So just take your time, because you have options, because you have more than one person interested in you, or more than one job that you could do, or whatever. Just take your time and don't rush. Today is apparently an advice day because I don't normally give advice. I'm normally just like, oh, hey, this is what's happening. That's what's going on. Whatever. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know how it turned out for you. Did you have options? Was it accurate? If you're going to comment, though, if it was not accurate, it's fine to comment, but don't be a jerk or you're going to get blocked. Florida water soap. I washed my hands with this Florida water soap. Not this soap, but my own soap. It's cleansing and it's refreshing and it smells mild. It's milder than Florida water itself, but I still like it. So anyway, don't forget, this is a collective reading for what's going on for you guys in April 2019. And since it's a collective reading, it may not resonate with everyone. So just remember that. It's okay if it does not resonate. There's nothing wrong. It just happens that way sometimes, okay? Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that I am doing personal readings. That's it. All that information is in the description box below. So, what's coming towards you guys? April 2019. What is coming toward the seeker of pile number 3? April 2019. What is coming toward the seeker of pile number 3? Now, come on. April 2019. What is coming toward the seeker of pile number 3? April 2019. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What in the actual hell? The waiting game. Triumphant success. Okay. Discontent and boredom. This feels very much like pile number 2 still. Which is weird because I shuffled these cards about the same amount that I shuffled. Well, I shuffled pile number 2 more. Well, maybe you guys are just kind of going through something similar. This is the 4 of Cups. Which pile number 2 got? This is the 2 of... It's not swords. It's not cups. So it has to be pentacles. It's not pentacles. Okay. So it's wands. This is the 2 of wands. Now, I'm seeing something new happen for you, but I am not sure. I'm seeing something new happen for you because you've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. And these are both aces. And so there's a lot of potential energy floating around in your environment right now that you could reach out and grab, or you can just let it go. And the waiting game is in the middle here, which is interesting because it's in the original, on the original card. Let me see if I can find it. There's a person with his back to the viewer and he's staring out over a balcony. He's got the world in his hand and he's got 2 staffs behind him. It's another card to me of choice or things that you've done in the past or things that you have the potential to do. And the reason why I want to show it to you is because I feel like it might make it more visual, make sense in a visual way if I showed you the card. Are you serious? Is it going to be at the top of the deck, like all the way at the top? Oh, there it goes. I was going to be a little bit upset if it was at the top. So this is the Two of Wands. And these are the two wands, I feel like. Like you have the opportunity to reach out and grab this option, or you have the opportunity to reach out and grab that option, or you can just go out into the world and do something else. The waiting game. What are you waiting for? It looks like you planted a seed. The little tree in the hourglass. It's like you planted a seed, and now you're having opportunities spring up because of the seed that you planted in the past. And I feel like you're going to have the opportunity to see the first what is it? The first bloom of your work, of your seed from the past. But you can't wait too long. It's like I'm hearing you can't wait too long, or the fruit will be overripe and it'll start to rot. And you can't jump the gun, because then your opportunities might slip through your fingers. But what I'm seeing for you guys in April 2019 are opportunities for you to do something, to harvest or start seeing the first harvest of your seeds. But when I said don't wait too long, this person, discontent and boredom, it's like when people, it's about impatience. This card, I feel like right now, it's like, oh, I'm not seeing what I want right now, I'm going to turn my back to it and walk away. But when you have planted a seed in the past, you can't just expect it to be full grown if it hasn't had enough time to grow. So your seed that you planted before, you might start seeing, the first fruits, the first opportunities. Like if you went to college, that is your seed. And if you applied to these two jobs, for example, and you're trying to get these jobs, but you just applied and you keep calling them and calling them and calling them, they're going to think that there's something wrong with you. So they're not going to want to hire you, because right now you're already like getting on their nerves. So that's like jumping the gun. Or you went to college and you applied for these jobs, but you never ever contacted them back, never looked at your email, you forgot about it, you just like, that's never going to happen, and then you just walked away. You planted your seed, you started to see results with these two jobs even coming into your life as opportunities, but you didn't grab it right, so it slipped out of your fingers. Does that make sense to you? I hope that made sense to you. But what I'm going to do is clarify the waiting game, because it is right smack dab in the middle of the reading. Somebody out there might also be traveling, because the Two of Wands is also kind of about traveling. The man does have the world in his hands. So if you are traveling, you might find two opportunities might come into your sphere that you might be able to grab a hold of and do something with. Oh, Three of Swords. Being told to keep shuffling. Why is the Three of Swords here with the two, please? This was on the bottom of the deck, I believe. And there goes the Four of Cups. I'm also getting the feeling that somebody out there is like holding on to something, like waiting for somebody else when you've got two other opportunities coming towards you. Maybe like you were heartbroken in the past and you're still holding on to the pain, or you're still holding on to that person, waiting for them to come back. And you're refusing anybody else's Ace of Cups. You're refusing any other opportunity. Like the universe is trying to give you other stuff, but you're refusing it. And you're still holding on to whatever is going on from your past, or whatever bad thoughts that you might be having. You're holding on to those instead of moving forward. Now, it's like if you let go of those things and move forward, you've got other opportunities that you can get your hands on. You can do other stuff. You're not going to suffer. How do I put that? It's not gonna be as bad as you're thinking that it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So like if you are holding on to a person, you were heartbroken and you're holding on to the pain, or you're still holding out for that person to come back, let them go. Especially if it's been, 3 years. If it's been 3 years and you're still holding on to that pain, it's time to stop waiting on this person and stop waiting on that situation and just let it go. Let it go. Open your eyes, because there's other stuff out there for you, but you have to let go of what you've got. You know what I mean? I forget who said it, but they were like, if your hands are full, you can't get anything else because your hands are full. You can't like reach and grab anything because your hands are full. So you have to let go of what you're holding on to so that you can get more stuff, and it'll come back. It'll more stuff will come into your life. Better stuff, cooler stuff, awesomer stuff, people, things, jobs, whatever. So you have to let go of whatever it is you're holding on to, whatever it is that you're waiting on. Let it go. Let it go. And stop just kind of like sequestering yourself, and go out there. You might have to put yourself out there, but once you do that, things will start coming towards you. So I feel like this is like this, because aces are potential energy. Aces are things that you can grab if you want to, or they're things that you can let pass you by. I feel like you have the potential to have the life you want, or have more stuff, or you have the potential to grab the opportunity and reap the benefits, is what I'm trying to say. So I just keep hearing stop waiting. I'm also hearing the advice that you should like work on yourself, especially if you're still holding on pain that's not serving you anymore. Let go of what's not serving you anymore. Let go of what's not serving you anymore. Because these two cards together can be a nasty connection. It's somebody who's closed off because of heartbreak, somebody who's holding on because of heartbreak, and that those two things don't have to be. They can be the same thing. You're holding on because of heartbreak. Just holding on because. I'm also looking at the back of these cards. The environment is just gray, waiting and holding on, and just depression and grayness, and just not being happy. I don't feel like you guys are truly happy right now, but there's the potential to be happy, but you have to stop waiting on whatever this is. And I keep repeating myself. That's just like the name of this group. Stop waiting on it. Stop holding on to it, so that more awesome things will come into your life. So I'm going to stop repeating myself. That's basically it for pub number 3. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Donate if that is what is laid upon your heart to do. I hope that it works out for you guys in April 2019. Make sure to work on yourselves that you can receive your blessings, whatever they might be. It's a song that my mom used to sing. It's a gospel song. It's the lays like, don't quit, keep holding on, but quit, stop holding on, stop holding on to this, whatever this is. So that is it for you guys. I will see you in the next video. Ta ta for now. Ta 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 ta.